Hi friends, it's been a while. It's been a whole while. Um, you know, lots happening in the world, lots of things to tend to, but I didn't want to forget to continue to come on here every once in a while and sort of do these like check-ins. So, I am having my own little walk this morning and kind of connecting with my own placement in the world at the moment, if that makes any sense. And just some big things kind of came through and thought I would relay them on. So for me, I'd say in the last few months, but really, if I was to be honest, the last few years, I've had a growing level of frustration trying to communicate with people through a political lens, because to me, speaking through that lens is it's very fragmented with the purpose of division. So I try to steer away from it, to be honest. So, but it's hard when we're in this world. We're in a political year. We're in an election year. It feels like that's what a lot of people are going to be talking about soon. And that is not really the reason I'm on here. I think what it is we're going through a process. We're in the fire season of the year, getting ready to go into Earth from a Eastern philosophy perspective. And with that, the fire is about transformation. It's about change. It's about something going from one form into the next. And I'm walking around my neighborhood and I'm seeing all these trees that have come down and huge parts that have fallen. And, to me it's sad because I have a deep, deep, deep respect for trees and their longevity. And in all honesty, just they've probably kept this planet afloat while we've been screwing it up. So when I see parts of them falling away, it can kind of feel deeply emotional. But then I also remembered that a big part of fire season is sacrifice. To transform something to, fire. I mean, to have a fire, you have to burn through wood. So there is a sacrifice. And so there was this part of me that felt like, well, that makes sense. The trees are sacrificing themselves so that we can change. And then I thought about the new views. Everybody's going to have a different view in their yards and their neighborhoods. I mean, this happens cyclically with storms. And we tend to take the victimhood of storms a little too seriously in this culture. We rather than looking at storms as great wisdom rolling through to wake us up. And when trees fall, it's true, you have a new view. You get to see things differently. You get to look at the world from a different place than you were prior to that. And that will change your life. It may sound stupid and trite and small, but it will, changing your perspective. So as it relates to this year and the political year, I want you to really understand that what's been happening, whether that's the pandemic or the, upheaval civilly, or the upheaval in nature, we're not going back. We're not going back somewhere. You have to understand that we're not going back somewhere. We're moving forward. And to move forward, you do need to allow parts of yourself to fall off no different than the tree. You have to. I'm telling you, this is an imperative aspect of being a part of life on the planet at this moment. Is we are co-creating this experience together. It doesn't happen. You can't just pretend that you're not a part of a collective experience. You only are here because of a collective experience. So you have to remind yourself of that. Your decisions, your thoughts, your emotions, how you react, how you speak to others creates something. And you're co-creating it with the other person or thing or environmental factor, whatever it is in front of you. You need to take responsibility for that. No one heals. You cannot heal until you take responsibility for the internal environment you keep with yourself. So, I urge you, while we're in the last weeks of this season where we have the opportunity to transform before we start moving further into a grief season, in just a few months. Let go. Let go of these parts of yourself that you're holding on to that really were not meant to be part of this next chapter on the planet. Take that seriously. If you want to change the world around you, you have to change yourself. If you were trying to escape that, it's going to be deeply painful, I promise you. So I just wanted to come on today because it was hitting me hard that I can just hear how people are still, standing behind a belief, whether it's around masks or Black or All Lives Matter or whatever. You have to care about your fellow human being. Stop talking in this other language. This is taking away this, or this is, just talk to each other. Talk to the person who's upset about you not wearing their mask. Talk to the person who doesn't want to wear a mask. Why are they having that experience? Why are we divvying up, getting on sides and fighting these little mini wars when we have a big war going on around us? Are we not aware of the fire surrounding us right now? Get a hold of yourselves. Get to the truth of why you're here and get moving. This other stuff is BS. It really is. It's BS. And I don't have any tolerance for it anymore. I really don't. I can't relate to people on certain levels. If you're not active in your internal life or your local community life or in your spiritual life, you're not doing the right work. If you're pointing your finger at people, if you're surveilling your neighborhood to see who's doing what and what they've done wrong and making them and wanting revenge and wanting them to feel bad, you are way off course. So I'm asking you all to please take a moment and check your behavior, because this is not going to get easier. This is like boot camp for the war. So you have to be taking the guidance we get along the way, integrating it and gaining something from it and bringing it forward, because you're going to need these skills. The skill sets we've developed over the last century have only made us weak and lazy and victims to convenience, forgetting about the real point of why we're here. So please don't get distracted by that. I know it's hard. And if we do the work, it's going to only get easier and more lovely to live on this planet. If you felt it was so great, if we're trying to make something great again, please tell me when it was. Because if it just has to do with dollar bills, that's not, the planet doesn't speak in dollar bills. So just wake up to that. Happy Saturday. If I could invite you to do one thing this weekend, I'd like you to take a day, but if you could take a few hours where you block it out and you say, I will be guided in these few hours by my spirit and my soul and what it wants me to do. Not by my phone, not by the priorities that we have designed in our households, not by what the external world is telling you should or shouldn't do. Up to 4 hours, which would be great, where you say, I am only guided by my spirit. I make decisions by checking in with my internal self and what it needs. So try that, because you need to be familiar with that part of yourself, because it's supposed to be leading you right now. And if you aren't letting it lead, you need to come up with some habits that will help you. All right. Okay. Sorry if this was a little intense. It's fire season. That's how I get. So be aware. Love you all. Hope you're enjoying your summer.